Hi, this is the help video for Access Chapter 4. This is the Prepare Case B, movie number 2, and we're picking up on step number 5. So we are working on creating reports in this, this Prepare Case. And so this report that we're going to build is on 243 and 244 of your textbook. And we're going to add into our reports subtotals and grand totals. And so we're going to start looking at how we can do this. And we're going to do it right now through the wizard. So if we look at this, we want to create a report using table invoice. And then we have invoice date and invoice date and invoice total from that. And then we're going to group on dates. So every day what we want to do is get a sum of the invoice for that day. That would be a very meaningful report, right? So you could have a report that shows each day's total for that day. So let's go ahead and start it. We're going to create in Report Wizard, and we're going to switch to invoice. And this report's only based on this single table, and all we want is invoice date and invoice total, those two fields. We do want to put a grouping level in there by this invoice date, and we want to look at these grouping options. So last time we made it normal, and so when you're dealing with dates and making them a group, you have to decide, do I want that date to be grouped by a year, a quarter, a day, the hour? We want it by day. So what will happen is we'll get a line for each day. That's what we're going to go for based on this date. All right, so we're going to do next, and we want to sort it, let's see, by day. Sort the records in ascending order by invoice date, ascending. And we want to, this is something new, we want to do these summary options. So notice that it comes up and all it has is the field that I can calculate on, right? And the only numeric that I can do value is this total. So what do we want to do here? To sum, right? See right there, sum. So we're going to click on sum. And we're going to do detail and summary right now. So we're going to do OK, next, stepped and portrait, next. We're going to name it RPT invoice totals, and we're going to finish it. So there it is. So look at how it's sorted. By each day, we have a total, right? And we could actually change this so all I would get would be the summary for each day would be the total and then a grand total. So let's get out of print preview, and in design view we're going to do the same thing. Add a label about 2.5 inches wide. So we're going to just open this up a little bit, and we're going to put a control that's a label right here, right under the grand total, and it's going to be created by C. Smith. So one of the things I wanted to take a minute to do, we're actually done with step 5, so we can save it. I don't want to close it yet. We're going to go to step 6. But I wanted to just to mention here, look at these sections, right? Report header, page header, invoice date header, detail, and then all of these in reverse. Invoice date footer, page footer, and report footer. So report header and report footer. Header happens at the beginning of the report. Footer happens at the end of the report. Page header and page footer occur at the top and bottom of every page. Then invoice date, that is our group, right? So the header would this, whatever's in this section would appear every time the group changes. So in this case, it would be every time it was a new date. And then the same thing down here, this would appear after it goes to, the group goes to change. Before it starts the next group, it puts this information on. And then the detail would print one for every record. All right, so we're going to do this for the rest of the semester. So that's just kind of a brief. We're going to close this up, and let's look at step number 6. Controls as defined as sections are also, as on forms, are also used in reports. A control can be text box or something else, right? Controls can be moved and resized. So we want to open the report that's called Employee Schedule in Layout View. So all I did was find it, right-click, Layout View. So this is the employee schedule, right? We have employee, date of service, customer, and what they're getting. This step is on 245, 246. So we've opened it. Okay, move the date appointment text box control to the left so it's slightly indented under the employee name. So let's see, the text box control. So first of all, we have to know what the heck the text box is, right? So remember, these are labels, these things that don't change. They're just informational. The stuff that changes, those are text boxes. So we need to find the date of appointment text box. So that's that one. So it's slightly indented under the employee's last name. So once again, I get the 4, and this is the part where you have to have a little faith. So you move it kind of there, and then you can use your arrow keys. So we've moved the text box under the employee last name. Delete the first name, last name, and date of appointment label. So this is the part where you have to really start to read. Labels. So that's first name, last name, and date of appointment label. So those are just that informational things. So I'm going to select them. I selected them using my shift key, and then I just hit my delete key. Move the customer label, that's the label, and the customer text box, service label, and service text box so that they are next to the date field. So I'm going to select all of these, and I did that by using my shift key, and then I'm just going to use my I'm going to click and drag it, and let's see, so that they are next to the date field. Next to the date field. Okay, drag the right border of the service text box. So this is the service text box. And look at, you see how it's cut off? So we want to open that up so that the descriptions are visible. So I usually just like try and find the biggest one. So that's this, and just make sure we can see it all. All right, change the theme color to green. So themes, colors, green. And then look, we got the green there. Change the shape outline to transparent for the service and customer text box controls. So here's how I do this. I select both of them, and then shape outline and transparent. Okay. What we just did, we could have done in properties, but we're not there yet. So if we click off, you can see now we don't have that box, right? So let's see. Shape outline, add a bold font style, and change the shape fill to dark teal accent 4, lighter 80 for the first and last name text box. So once again, text box, and then we're going to apply a bold, and then change the shape fill. So I'm on format here, shape fill to teal accent 4, lighter 80. So that top one, that, ugly as it is. Okay, edit the report title. So we're going to call this employee schedule. And click. And I just want to double check that, and we're done with step number 6. All right, I'm going to stop this movie and do a third one, starting with step number 7. All right, thank you.